Spice Math. That's right. You add it up, multiply it, man. Spice Math. Okay. A couple things we're gonna learn today. Spice Math. All right. Take some time, educate yourself. Spice Math. That's right. You won't believe it's just math. Come on.
Hi, I'm Ruth Doughton.
Hi, I'm Erin Williams.
Hi, I'm Brandon Alexander.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Doughton.
Hello, I'm Lyndon Sincere.
We are your Spice Math tutors.
You won't believe it's just math. Just math.
Hey there, my mathematicians. Welcome back to another episode of Spice Math. In this episode, we will be looking at the inequation, and this lesson is catered for forms 3 to 5. Let's take a look at our objectives for this lesson. Here are our objectives. 1. Define the inequation. And 2. Identify examples of inequations. Now, it is not always about equals. Sometimes we only know that something is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to something else. Defining the inequation. An inequation is a statement involving an inequality. That is, a statement showing that one quantity is simply not equal to another quantity. Here's an example. Let's say there are two friends, Mark and Jamal. Maybe they were on a lunch break, but they decided to have an arm wrestling competition. When they did that, Mark won. What do we know? Well, we do not know how strong the two boys are. However, we do know that Mark had to be stronger than Jamal in order to win this competition. Did you know that we can write this down as an inequality? We can write M is greater than J, where M means how strong Mark was and J means how strong Jamal was. The sign between means greater than. Remember, in your greater than sign, the open end points to the larger quantity, whereas the closed end points to the smaller quantity. So we call this an inequality simply because they are not equal. Mark is stronger than Jamal. How about another example? In order to receive a grade A in mathematics, Carla must score at least 85% on her final exam. Now, I'm sure that you can envision yourself in this situation, right? We can write this as an inequality. S is greater than or equal to 85. From this, we can gather that Carla's score, which is denoted as S, must be 85% or greater. If Carla scores 84%, or even let's say 83, how about 82? Then she is not eligible to receive a grade A in mathematics. Third time's a charm. Let's do this one together. Chloe needs to buy some pencils and an eraser, or you need to buy some pencils and an eraser. She can spend no more than $10. The eraser costs $2 and the pencils cost 50 cents each. Write an inequality for this situation. What do we know? Well, we know that one eraser costs $2. We also know that one pencil costs 50 cents. Our budget? No more than $10, meaning that $10 is the maximum amount that you can spend or Chloe can spend for these pencils and that eraser. What we don't know is how many pencils Chloe has to buy. Therefore, we are going to represent the quantity of pencils with the symbol P, simply because we just do not know how much pencils or how many pencils she's going to buy. We can write 2 plus 0.50p is less than or equal to 10. 2 represents the price for that eraser. 0.50 represents the price of one pencil, P represents the quantity of pencils, and 10 is simply her budget. Okay, now we're going to look at the types of inequalities, because in the 3 examples that I outlined for you before, you would have seen some signs. Some may seem familiar and some look a bit unfamiliar. So here we go. There are 4 inequalities used to represent inequations. We have the greater than symbol, and the example reads, x plus 3 is greater than 2. Now in the greater than symbol, the open end points to the larger side, and the closed end points to the smaller side. So there we have x plus 3 is greater than 2. We then move on to the less than symbol. Our example reads, 7x is less than 28. The closed end points to the smaller side. So again, 7x is less than 28. We then have the greater than or equal to symbol. And our example reads, 5 is greater than or equal to x minus 1. Our open end once again points to our larger quantity, which is 5. And we have a little dash beneath that greater than sign, which simply represents the equal to part of the symbol. So we have the greater than or equal to symbol. And finally, we have the less than or equal to symbol. And the example reads, 2y plus 1 is less than or equal to 7. Once again, the closed end of this symbol points to the smaller side of the inequation. So again, 2y plus 1 is less than or equal to 7. So here's an activity for you. Think of any real-life situation that you can represent as an inequation. Something exciting. When you finally come up with one, write it down as an inequation. Well guys, this brings us to the end of this lesson. But I want to challenge you. You can actually go online and do some research on real-life examples of inequations. Thank you for joining. See you again on Spice Math.